The shipwreck that left no survivors. The passengers never saw the rocks. By the time they realized the ship was drifting off course, the sea was already roaring black, violent, and merciless. It was January 22nd, 1906, and the steamship SS Valencia was cutting through the Pacific night, carrying nearly 200 souls along the coast of the Pacific Northwest. They believed they were safe. They were wrong. The Valencia had left San Francisco bound for Seattle, a routine journey along one of the most treacherous coastlines in the world. Fog clung to the water like a living thing. The wind howled through the rigging, and beneath the surface, jagged rocks waited patiently. The captain relied on dead reckoning, estimating position by speed, time, and guesswork. A risky method, but one sailors had trusted for generations. That night, the margin for error was gone. Just before midnight, the ship shuddered. A sound echoed through the hull, metal screaming as it scraped against stone. The Valencia lurched violently to one side, throwing passengers from their bunks. Seconds later, another, then another. The ship had run aground on the reefs near Vancouver Island, and the ocean immediately began its attack. Waves slammed into the Valencia with relentless force, lifting her bow and smashing it back down onto the rocks. Water poured through ruptured seams. The engine room flooded first, extinguishing power and plunging the ship into darkness. Panic spread below deck. Passengers stumbled through narrow corridors as water rose around their ankles, then their knees. Screams cut through the storm as crew members tried and failed to maintain order. Above deck, the wind tore lifeboats from their davits before they could even be lowered. The first lifeboat that touched the water was ripped apart instantly. The second overturned. Those inside were dragged screaming into the freezing Pacific, crushed between hull and rock, or swallowed by the surf. The sea did not give them time to suffer long. Captain Johnson ordered distress rockets fired into the sky. Red flares burst through the fog, briefly illuminating a nightmare scene. Passengers clinging to railings, waves exploding over the deck, lifeboats shattered like toys. But no one saw the signals. The coastline was remote, the night unforgiving, and the storm erased all hope of rescue. As hours passed, the Valencia broke apart piece by piece. The stern twisted violently. The deck cracked. Sections of the ship were torn away and carried into the darkness. Some passengers climbed into the rigging, believing higher ground might save them. Others tied themselves to railings, praying the ship would hold until morning. It didn't. One by one, they were swept away. At dawn, the storm eased, but it was already too late. The sea was littered with debris. Bodies washed ashore miles away, broken and unrecognizable. Local fishermen who reached the wreck could do nothing but watch helplessly, as survivors still clinging to the ship were torn away by waves before their eyes. They could hear them screaming, and they could not help. Out of nearly 200 passengers and crew, only a handful survived. Some accounts say 117 died. Others claim more than 130. The exact number was never confirmed because many bodies were never found. They were claimed by the Pacific. In the aftermath, investigations revealed a grim truth. The Valencia was off course by miles. Navigation errors, poor visibility, and overconfidence had guided her directly into one of the deadliest stretches of coastline in North America. A place sailors whispered about. A place known as the graveyard of the Pacific. But the horror didn't end there. In the years following the wreck, local residents reported something unsettling. On foggy nights, figures were seen walking the shoreline soaking wet, silent, staring out toward the sea. Even more chilling were the sightings offshore. A ghostly ship, lights glowing faintly, drifting through the mist before vanishing without a sound. They called it the ghost ship of the Valencia. To this day, wreckage from the SS Valencia continues to surface. Rusted metal, shoes, fragments of lives interrupted mid-journey. The ocean gives pieces back, but never the whole story. The wreck of the Valencia lies broken beneath the waves, scattered along the rocks where she met her end. No memorial stands where she sank. No warning marks the reefs that tore her apart. Only the sound of waves crashing endlessly against stone, because the Pacific does not forgive mistakes. And once it takes you, it rarely lets you go. Some ships vanish into legend. Others vanish into the sea. The Valencia did both.